some music if we were on the Landscaping to the Point show. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Landscaping to the Point show. Still hoping for some really good music. I don't know. I've been reaching out to people trying to get some good music to give us something cool to listen to right at the beginning of the show, but nobody's giving us anything cool. So, I don't know what to do. We're just stuck, right? But welcome, everybody, to the show of the century. Me and JC are on here. Josh is pulling, he's pulling bullshit games today. So, what are we going to do? So
he's still in his leprechaun outfit.
Yeah, he loves his leprechauns, and, that he's probably still walking around, pissing green beer today, You know how it is. I mean, I gave up on drinking green beer a long time ago because it always sucks when you wake up in the middle of the night on a hungover and you're standing there and you're pissing green piss out and you're like, why am I pissing green? Like, this doesn't make sense, So I don't think it's right to drink green beer on a holiday, but what do you do? I mean, millions of people drink green beer. So I don't know. Have you ever drank green beer, JC? You probably have.
No, but I do remember that the Chicago River, I don't know if they still do it. They would dye it green.
Yeah, they did. They dyed it Monday beforehand, so that way when it came to yesterday, it was nice and green. So it was one of those things, but yeah, it's very interesting. I'm one of those things that. I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel it's weird, to have green, water. I heard you guys were supposed to do it in Boston. I wonder if they did it.
Oh, yeah. You're probably thinking the Charles River.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, that water's already dyed with like dirt.
Yeah. Buddy of mine, Russell, on Instagram says green beer tastes like leprechaun tears. It probably does. I don't know, man. It never tasted right for me either, too. So, yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, is there a certain beer that you dye green, or is it just like any beer?
Yeah, I think it's any beer. As I recall, when I would go out back, I haven't gone out for St. Paddy's Day for at least 20-some years, but I would remember it would be pretty much Bud Light or Miller. They would dye green, and I think nowadays they dye anything green just to get people to drink green beer that day, So,
yeah. I'm curious though. How come they don't sell it bottled?
I don't know. That is interesting. That would be interesting,
right?
Yeah, because not everybody can go out, and maybe the people want to drink it, at home or something. Maybe
have a house party with green beer.
Yeah. Did you know St. Patrick was not Irish?
No, he was a saint.
That's well, yeah, but he wasn't Irish. He was Romano British. So he was from Wales. Yeah, he was from Wales. The only reason why he knew where Ireland was because he was captured by some Irish pirates and brought to Ireland when he was a teenager. So, and then he kind of got out of that. I don't know how he got out of being. I don't know. What pirates back then must have been just like whatever at a certain point, let them go. But who knows? So, but he went and became a priest, and then went back to Ireland, and that's where he died, and he did a lot of things in Ireland at that point. So,
very interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I learned that the other day, and then I also learned that the big St. Patrick's parades and all that stuff were actually more brought up by us in the United States by Irish Americans than it was over there. Because over there, they used to close bars. They used to close work down till the 1970s because it's pretty much a holiday there. So they didn't really go to bars. They didn't drink. They didn't do any of that stuff till the 1970s. So it's very interesting to know all that stuff. I mean, that's a lot of things to really put your mind around sometimes when you're like, especially some of these, holidays that we come up with. So, it's like all these other ones, but
everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. So one thing I was thinking, Okay, we're dyeing grass green. Is that the same dye that we're putting in our beers?
I
Because
don't
I
know, but
just want to
I
know.
need some of that because I have
Yeah,
neglected. JC has neglected his lawns. He doesn't earn the title of the lawn care guy anymore.
I know, I know, I
No,
know.
I'll get there. I'll get back there again.
Yeah, you will. I mean, like I said, maybe maybe if we can learn how to dye, grass and all that stuff, maybe we could learn how to dye like bushes. That'd be nice to just dye the bushes like a darker green.
Mm.
So when you're going somewhere and you're like, oh man, these bushes are gonna die on this customer. If I spray them green, they'll last at least the rest of the year. And then you can just come back the next year and say, hey, your bushes died. I don't know what to tell you, but you know, maybe they need to be pulled now. Maybe that might be easier that way.
This is
So
funny. So like this is gonna sound weird, but like back in the day when women would get Botox, they wouldn't say anything, right? To keep it a secret. And nowadays they're open about it, right? Like everyone's like,
right,
hey, I got my Botox last week. Um, it was so like when grass dye came out, like nobody wanted to say that they were using it.
right,
And then now it's like so accepted where it's like, obviously people are buying it. It's being posted on Instagram and all this stuff. And I was kind of like, you know what? Like I can't find it within me to do it, you know? Like it's just I mean, I could see like if it's like the 4th of July or there's a holiday or something like that and you want your lawn to look like, that little bit of extra edge to it,
right.
then then you could kind of dye it in that sense, but you're not going to go a whole season faking
No,
it and thinking you're going to get away with it because you're not.
no. I mean, that's one of those things. Like how long? Yeah, like you said, how long do you dye? I mean, that stuff lasts. I heard it lasts like 4 or 5 weeks. So how long do you keep dyeing it? Do you continue to dye it, or do you just you know, let it go and go back to normal colors?
I mean, I don't know. You figure if it lasts 4 weeks, you're mowing twice a week, so
Right.
it can't last that long.
Yeah, it can't. I hate to say it, but it can't. It can't last that long. I mean, it must be one of those things, that eventually it's gonna, I don't know. you
I'm gonna
know,
buy some for science.
we should buy some. I have a lot of land, and I guess what that maybe I should do that this summer is when it dries out, just spray a spot and just keep spraying it green and see how long it lasts. Just
Mm.
to kind of do a little experiment. Maybe those guys that make it can maybe send us a couple samples and we
That'd
can
be awesome. Yeah, I
put
would
it
like some
together
of
and
that.
stuff. So, but talking about green, so we have a new sponsor.
Oh,
We have a new
good news
sponsor
to
for the
me.
show. So, and they're a green company. So they make chainsaw bar oil and like all kinds of lubricants and stuff that are bio-based products that are made from soy, so they're not harmful to the environment. So I want to invite everybody, if you haven't looked them up or anything, the company is DGP, Dynamic Green Products, and they are our new sponsor for the Landscaping to the Point show. So thank you guys for sponsoring our show. I know they're listening in right now, so thank you guys for listening in, and thank you for sponsoring us. So, but
Nice.
yeah. So if you guys haven't heard the podcast I did with Russell from DGP, go ahead and go back and listen to his podcast on any of your social platforms that you listen to, and give us a like and let us know. So, but yeah. So what else is going on? I know a lot of people are getting ready for the this time of year. I had a couple customers. I know it's a little cool back and forth between the weather and stuff right now up by us, and a lot of guys are like itching to get out and do stuff. And I notice a lot of the lawn care companies that fertilize are out fertilizing. To me, I feel like it's a little early because the ground's not up to par yet.
Mm.
And I noticed a lot of these companies are putting pre-emergent down. So What is your thoughts on that, JC? Should we be putting it down this early, or should we just be waiting? Because I mean, our ground's been. I mean, I hate to say it. The other day we were 70. Last night we were 18 degrees, and it literally the ground was frozen this morning. So I don't think it was definitely no 55 degrees out today. So, and I don't think the ground was warm enough to really put down pre-emergent or any of that stuff. So I think that's one of the things that you got to watch on it. I mean, unless you're going to double application, which that could be costly in the long run too. So, but I know some guys that do double applications. They said their crabgrass preventer goes a little bit farther, but I don't know. It's one of those things. So, what's your thoughts, JC?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are itching to get out there. I have to speak from my end of it because we're still not even close to where we want to be. I know a lot of guys are getting antsy. They want to get out there. They want to get their equipment going. They want to start making some money. Most of the snow, like 97% of the snow has melted. There are some spots still that we have on the lawns. The ground is still solid. When it's been getting a little warmer, it's been, obviously everything's thawing out and, too soft. The ground's too soft. But I mean, we're not even at 55 degrees temperature wise, let alone 55 degrees ground temperature. So for us, it's way too early. Way too early.
Right.
Might be kind of closer on your end, but there's being way too early, and then there's being early. And I'd rather be a little early than late because it's kind of pointless at that time. If you miss that window, it's a very, very small time frame.
Right.
You miss that window, and now you're trying to catch up with the rest of the lawn, the lawn with the rest of during the rest of the year. So you really, really have to do your research and know when the right time is to do it. And that's tough, right? Because you have other jobs lined up, you have other customers lined up, and that day comes around the corner and you have to now kind of work around that and schedule around that.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's definitely tough. Buddy Josh over in Wisconsin, he's got his grass is not even noticeable. It is all just snow. So, yeah, what's up, Josh? About time.
What's up, you fucking wankers?
Yeah, we were wondering where you were. We figured you were still running around with your leprechaun over your face, but
yeah,
I am running my errands.
Yeah. So, and then Russell down in North Carolina says it's going to be cold again tonight. So, I mean, I think it's one of those things. Like maybe you said, putting down early. I feel sometimes, but if you put down pre-emergent too early, you're at that point where your crabgrass is still going to pop because it's the time frame's gone. So, like you said, you got to do a lot of research to make sure you get it at the right time. I know Josh doesn't even put nothing on his. He loves the 4-leaf clovers and everything on his yard. So I mean, he don't care.
It's green.
So, that's right.
It's green,
as long as it's green, right?
Yep.
Does clover stripe?
Yeah, does it?
It's a little.
You probably can't even hear.
Sometimes, yeah, not all the time. Like when it's
I never knew that.
Huh?
I never knew the answer to that, whether clover was good at striping or not.
If you when I don't cut my lawn, I get busy and it gets up to 5-6 inches, and I cut it, it'll stripe. But if I maintain it regularly, I don't. I mean, you can slightly see it, but not fully.
Yeah. So how many different weeds do you have in your yard, Josh?
Well, I throw clover. Like right now, I got it's clover and lawn, but the clover is intentional. Like we throw clover seed down.
Okay. So it's because you want that green. You want that green to be all the time, right?
I want that green without the irrigation or the fertilizer and all that crap.
Okay. I get it. I mean,
it's easier to maintain. Like honestly, you can get away. Like if you get a full clover lawn, you can probably mow my lawn like once a month. You know?
Yeah, I think you could have some real good lawn on that too. I mean, I don't see, a lot of people complain about weeds, and I don't see, like you said, clover gives you a nice thick lawn sometimes, and it will fill in, pretty good. So I don't see a problem with clover over, like if you had a whole yard of dandelions, maybe, maybe you don't want that, but I
Yeah.
mean, there is.
I love to be that guy that has like a lush like fairway, but man, that's too much
Oh yeah,
work.
It is a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. I mean, I know there's.
Like you got to be on top of your game, man. Like really like diligent about getting that done.
See, now there's a lot of guys out there that have that, but they got a fairway mower. I don't have a fairway mower. Would you buy a fairway mower to take care of your yard to do that? Like it's a lot, dude. It's definitely a lot to get that. But I mean, if you wanted that type of grass and maybe you were gonna golf off of it every day, maybe, I don't know. I don't that's not for me. I mean, I got a lot of land to golf, but I'm just hitting the ball to the end of the property, which is 600 feet, and that's about it. Like, I'm not going to worry about, making it bright green and lush all the way there, So
Yeah,
there's like I'm in the rough.
Lately there's been a lot of guys, DIY guys that have been kind of going that route with the shorter lawn, and I mean that's a hell of a lot more maintenance than just a standard lawn. But for me, like my preference has always been having that thick, lush, taller lawn, and just especially when you trim the edges and get your lines and everything like that. It's just, to me, I don't know, it's just kind of old school, I guess, but I do appreciate the look of the short lawns, man, because they do look good, especially if you have your ground level,
Yeah, I think it looked good. Josh, do you like it thick or short?
That's too much of a vague question for him.
I don't know how to answer that question.
He likes a 70s style.
Ooh, you like it bushy. Okay.
I like it bushy.
Oh, bushy grass.
Look, I'm looking at my yard now. I'm JC and it likes this field. And I'll show you the favorite thing in my yard. If I can figure out how to turn my phone
You just
around.
gotta press that button.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
This one, I gotta trim it, but my decorative cypress.
Is that the one that you and I put in the back of your truck?
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yep, that's it. Yeah, I gotta trim it, but I haven't trimmed it since I planted it. But it's about 5 inches in diameter now. The trunk to it, so I gotta give it a haircut this spring. So I'm waiting. I gotta do a lot of tree work in my yard. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got a lot still to put in your yard, don't you?
If my wife has a way, yeah, but I got a lot of transplants to do this year.
Yeah.
So
that's all right.
I got to finish my fence. I got to do a lot. I got boulders to install.
Jeez,
so.
You better get on that. I got boulders over here if you want to come get them.
I'm gonna put you guys on mute for a second.
All right. So JC, if you had lots of weeds, I know we hadn't really get into this. What's your recommended product that you would use to spray? Let's say you got tons of crabgrass and you're mixed with dandelions, henbent, and chickweed. What would be the best thing you would put down?
So you're saying all those weeds are currently in the lawn right now?
Yeah. Right now, it's springtime. It's right now. I'm getting all that stuff right now.
Yeah. I know a lot of guys go through Speed Zone.
Okay.
I do like quinclorac, but it's not as effective as like what do you call it? Speed Zone, I think it's called.
Speed Zone, yeah.
Speed Zone. I don't know. I use quinclorac, but yeah, it's tough. It depends. What, obviously, if you have all those weeds, a lot of that has to do with trying to drown those out with new grass seed too.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think that's one of the things you got to do. That's kind of one of the things that if I go to a yard and they're wanting to get rid of their weed problem, I'm going to recommend pretty much an aeration overseed or, a dethatching and seeding or or even, overseeding type of job to where literally, you're going to want to fill in that seed, get that grass growing thick first. And, my recommendation right off the bat is going to be to push, straight starter fertilizer for a year, and try to thicken it up and try to, get new grass to grow before I literally, yeah, you can go ahead and, treat the weeds here and there, but I mean, the first things you want to do is get that seed in, and get that seed going and, make sure that you're going to get that thicker grass, I mean, there's tons of stuff out there. Yeah.
There's so much things, and it's like it's confusing because there's so many products out there, and you don't know if you're actually causing harm to your lawn. I'm not a fully organic type of guy where I'm like, hey, use less chemicals. I'll be the last person to say that, but
right.
In essence, I actually do that. I'll hit my pre-emergent with prodiamine. You could use that or dimension, but I think prodiamine lasts a little longer than dimensions. And even though dimension does cover, I think, a little more.
Yeah, there's a couple more weeds I think that dimension covers over prodiamine. Yeah. So
so I hit that. But the crazy thing with prodiamine is that you don't need a lot, and it seems like the application that you put on the lawn, like you don't see how that works.
Right.
Like it's just very little. It's very, very little.
Yeah.
But then I'll do that, and then obviously when you hit a pre-emergent, you can't grow grass seed. So you just have to be patient because you're not going to get a lawn, a top quality lawn in one season. You have to wait 2 or 3, before you start seeing effects.
Yeah. I mean, I tell a lot of my customers that come to me, there's lots of companies out there, and I'm not going to name names, but I know a lot of companies that'll tell you right away that like literally they can change your lawn in literally, one application, and it's not going to happen in one application.
No, they're just pushing nitrogen. That's all.
Yeah. I've told a lot of my customers, you want, a good thick lush lawn, it's going to take a couple years. I mean, it's not going to be something that's overnight, and it's, Josh can attend to it. It takes time, it's lawns are not fast growing. They take time.
It's a battle too.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially,
you want instant gratification, spend the money on sod.
Yeah. But still, you gotta have a good irrigation system. You gotta keep it water. You gotta keep it fertilized.
Yep.
You gotta have good soil. A lot of people don't realize that. It's a good investment. And definitely that grass right away. Like you said, instant gratification, but it's a big investment to put into it to keep it going.
I tell you, I've had people spend tens of thousands on sod, and we've gone back a few years later, and they didn't keep up with the starter, or the herbicides or anything, and it went to shit. And it's so sad to see. Hey,
right. That's one of the hardest things, I think, because a lot of people want that sod, and when you're trying to be out there and you're trying to sell it, sell a job and saying, okay, well, the price is this much, but we can go this way to kind of save you money, but it's going to take longer to get that, that result. A lot of people, are just like, oh no, I'd rather go with the sod. And then, like you said, Josh, they coming back here, calling you back in a couple months and like, oh, the sod's dead. Like, what happened? Well, did you water it? No, I didn't put no fert down on it either, or I over fertilized it. Yeah, it's a big investment, and you got to baby it no matter what. No matter if you're seeding or sodding, you got to baby it, so.
The best thing I hear every time we do a lawn recondition, a lawn install, a sod, a hydro seed, is we push, the irrigation, why you should install irrigation. And every time, no, we'll hand water it. We'll be all right. It's like we try to tell people, like, even if you sit out there every night, like, you're not getting the volume you need on every spot. Like, it's almost impossible. Like, if you're doing like a postage stamp lawn, okay, but to have like an oscillating sprinkler out there and think it's going to do the job of like 40 PGPs or Toros, like you're out of your mind. And you're gonna waste $5, $10, $15,000 on a lawn. Install the sprinkler system.
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna do it right.
Yeah, I think in any landscaping, you got to do it right. I mean, lawn or landscaping, you got to make sure that you got a good sprinkler system. I mean, a lot of that stuff isn't going to grow overnight with just a couple, standing there with the hose for 5 minutes either. So,
yeah,
yeah, definitely. So, Josh, are you ready to go for the season? I know you guys got a couple more weeks before you guys are out. and about.
Mentally, I'm ready, yeah, but I don't like even. I don't know if you guys talked about the weather. Like we had, I didn't even expect the 20s this morning, and that kind of threw
Yeah.
me off. But yeah, we're ready. I mean, I'm ready to go. We're going up next week. We got some asphalt parking lot patches to take care of, and get some equipment ready, and then hit the ground running at the end of the month with some of the commercial stuff, with like picking up branches and twigs and trash and edging and putting down some snapshot. So
Nice, nice. Now, Josh, you do mosquito sprays. You do it organically, correct?
yeah.
Okay. So, and I know JC was talking about organically putting down some. What is it? What were you talking about the other last couple of weeks ago about putting some organic fertilizer down and stuff?
Oh, why am I having a brain fart?
What do you think it's better to do it organically or chemically, Josh? On any type of, like, if you're doing, the mosquito sprays or lawns, do you think it's better to do organic or more chemically?
I think it depends on your situation. If you have like a heavy infestation, like a synthetic or a full chemical base will probably work better. The organic's healthier. Like like you got dogs. If you have like a pollinated garden, tomato garden, you probably don't want to use herbicides. I'm sorry, pesticides or anything. And I like it. I mean, I use it on my house, but you got to keep up with it. Every 6 weeks you got to make that application. You have to understand, just like a synthetic, if you get a couple downpours, it may not work as great. I've seen great results in the organic, and we use the 100% organic, whether it's the seed oil and the cinnamon. uh, I like it just because it's better for the environment, and obviously you've heard like all the crap with Roundup and the cancers it causes, and this is all natural ingredients. So I think it's better for the applicator. I think it's better for the environment. So I go, for the mosquito and tick spraying, I do I'd stick by the organic. But if you have like an infestation, you might have to go with the full chemical application for the first few to get things under control, and then you can maintain.
Okay. So you put a lot of cinnamon in it? Is that what he
Yeah.
said?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
How much cinnamon do you go through? Like cases of it, or?
Well, I mean, I buy it blended. I mean, I'll add,
Okay.
so the cedar oil, I add additional, but the essential oils are expensive. It's
Right.
really expensive to add in. So, but I buy it from State Line or Site One pre-mixed.
Okay.
A lot of those
I thought you were going to like Costco or Sam's and buying like, the big boxes of cinnamon, and like, yeah, I got this cinnamon. I'm gonna mix it in my sprayer and I'm gonna put it on the lawn. Like,
This is a Tony Montana of cinnamon.
yeah.
So I did try, and it's just it's too time consuming. It's expensive too. Like
Right.
that's just the problem with it. It's way too expensive.
A lot of those are garlic based too.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, garlic based.
Wow.
Scott.
Yep.
It
If
was,
you think about it, they're mostly essential oils.
Yeah.
That's how they break down. So,
Scott, it was humic acid I was talking about last time. I just remember. Yep, and soil amendments too.
Right.
Organic soil amendments.
Organic soil amendments. I think
a lot of money, guys. A lot of money to be made with that.
Yeah. I mean, look at what Josh is doing. He's spraying cinnamon on lawns and killing the mosquitoes. So, I mean, man, my lawn would smell just beautiful, I guess, and when I'm done. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's definitely safe for, everybody. And I think that's one of the good things is, you're going green totally, and it's, better for everybody. And the applicators, like you said, and everybody else around, the dogs,
and it works.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's going to be definitely something that a lot of people should look into. Now, do you have to have a license to spray that stuff?
No,
because it's organic.
Okay. See, so there you go, guys.
Once you go over a certain percentage, it's like 2% of any herbicide, then you have to be licensed to get stopped. In Massachusetts, everything's regulated.
Right. Yeah, they regulate everything. Your toilets, everything. I mean, I don't know how many toilet papers you can have. Is that what they guys regulate on you?
Well, look, city of Cambridge just completely banned gas-powered blowers to even homeowners now.
What?
Last week. Yeah, even the homeowners. Before it was just businesses. Now it's homeowners. And I don't even think you can apply for the permit now. So I have to look a little bit more into it, because a lot of the surrounding towns tend to copy what the bigger cities do.
Good luck with leaves. I mean, Massachusetts ain't the place to do that. You have the the most leaf fall of any state during the fall.
So, but this is what happened in Brookline. They tried to do it in Brookline, and then the landscapers came out, and sure, $1,500 for your cleanup.
Yeah,
Right.
On like a postage stamp, and that's what happens. They tried implementing the beginning of 25. They sent a letter out to the dealers. I think I reposted it on my Facebook page, basically saying that any diesel truck produced in Massachusetts after 2025 needed to be full electric.
Wow.
That's fucking insane. So basically, essentially, like the combos that you have plow the highway, they were going to have to be full electric. How the fuck are you going to do that? They're measuring battery life off of standard uses, not off of having a wing and a plow on it, and then running a sander. That's insane. They're nowhere near. I mean, we've talked about it how many times on the show.
Right.
They're nowhere near that to be able to run heavy equipment. That's fucking insane.
They don't think about that stuff until after they implement that stuff.
Right. So it is going to happen slowly, which I don't understand how. Like, things are so expensive here as it is. I don't understand how our governor's a fucking moron, to be honest with you, and that's part of the problem. I get wanting the clean energy and the better environment, but there's ways to do it without implementing shit like this. Like, that's just gonna ride the cost up of everything here.
Right. I mean, at that point, I mean, they're gonna have to. I mean, yeah, like you said, cleanups are going to be outrageous because, I mean, think about like right now. I mean, yeah, we do have battery backpacks, but yeah, the cost for a battery backpack's like $2,000. So, I mean,
I won't work in those neighborhoods.
Yeah,
that's how it would come down. If I have anything, I won't bother working it.
Right.
I don't think anybody wants to work in those neighborhoods.
No.
No.
I mean, next thing you know, they're going to, put it on like the bigger equipment, like the cats and all that, to where you're going to have all battery equipment out there. So then you're really, it's going to cost outrageous to do something. So
you're going to have EV chargers in your shop to charge up your loaders and your fucking Bobcats.
Right. And then, it's going to cost you more in electric. And then, it's just, and then they're going to complain about the power grid, and your power grid's going to go down, and, it's a never ending thing. And I mean, I get that the whole point of going green, but we're not the United States is not set up for the power grids to be taking full of all this power. So
it's
clean up the diesel. That's all it is. Clean it up.
They want to do all this stuff with going electric and stuff, but yet they'll still tell us in the summertime to turn off our electricity from a certain time frame to save energy. It's like, you're kind of contradicting yourself there.
Right. Yeah. It's like somebody's Time to Cut landscaping on Instagram said the prices are crazy on a lot of that stuff. And it's who wants to go out and spend, millions of dollars on and changing all your stuff over to battery, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to run a business, it's not gonna come through the right way that you want to. So yeah, I don't know.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is
they're trying to what's that old saying? I don't know if it's like you're trying to count your chickens before your chickens before they hatch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not
something like that. Yeah. Somebody will come back and tell us we just said it wrong.
Where's Brightstone?
Yeah, I don't know where Brightstone is. Brightstone, where are you? We need a joke, brother.
Well, I don't think he's expecting us to be on a Wednesday.
No. I know he's always over there. Yeah. Time to Cut said the Crest is about $1,500. Yeah. The Echo backpack is about 1,700 for Echo backpack, and the batteries are anywhere from 200 to I think 400 for the batteries.
And how long is that battery lasting you?
Like a battery of one of mine on the, I'd say it's probably the 5 amps get me probably about a half hour, depending on what I'm doing.
Not too much.
If you go with the 8 amp, you're getting about 40, 45 minutes. I mean, during the spring running the batteries, you ain't going to get that long.
No.
Time to Cut says 75 minutes on a Crest battery. Still, like, that's not enough, dude.
No,
that's not enough.
You're doing roots. You're doing different properties all day long. Yeah, it's not gonna.
Yeah,
that's a homeowner's tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's good for homeowners. It's not ready for commercial yet. I don't think it is. No, it's not. And you know, and I mean, think about like these battery mowers. They, from what I'm gathering from other guys all over the United States, these battery mowers aren't going more than 5-6 hours. And they got, you know, on a thicker lawns. You put it, you know, during the summer maybe and late fall, maybe you're getting 8 hours, but during the spring you're only getting 6 hours. Like, think about it. Some of us go 10 hours, you know, sometimes. Like, it's not worth it. It definitely is. And I know we've talked about this before. It's batteries coming, but there's a lot to change. Like,
And think about longevity wise. Think about, you know, you're running that for 10 hours, 5, 6 days a week for 6 months. You know, like, again, those batteries don't last forever. So those are based off kind of like basic usage, right? They're thinking homeowners like, all right, you cut your grass once a week, you're maybe running it for 2 to 5 hours. So how many batteries are you going to go through in a span of 2 months where you have to toss them out?
I'll tell you this, running the Echo Weed Whip and the Echo Edger battery ones, the DPs, I will go through. I have 8 batteries, and I'll go through all 8 batteries in probably about 5 hours. And then, like you said, the longevity of it, you're going to have to change those out every 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, if you're using them every day, every 2 years, you're going to have to change them out. And at, you know, let's say $200 a pop. Say you got 10 batteries. That's over $2,000 right there with taxes and everything. That's a lot to put out every 2 years. You know, I'll be willing to buy, you know, another a weed whip every year if I had to. I mean, what, you know, gas isn't that much.
Let me ask you this though too: how heavy are those weed whackers, the battery operated ones?
They're a lot lighter than the like the DPAS 2100 is about, I'd say probably about 10-15 pounds lighter than, you know, the DP compared to the PAS 2620.
Oh, see, I thought it was going to be heavier.
I'd imagine the
So go ahead, Jess.
I'd imagine the vibration's probably a little less too on the electric versus like a pro version of a weed whacker.
I mean, you could, if you had enough batteries, you could probably go all day and not feel as fatigued, you know, if you're running a weed whip all day compared to running like a, you know, a 2620 or higher, you know, weed whip. You're gonna get fatigued on running, you know, 6 hours straight, you know.
Dude, it's just a big investment though to go that way. Like honestly, like you're gonna need what 10, 15 batteries for the week and call. We talked about it for a constant charge, and that's just to get into like maybe a weed whip and a blower.
How come they don't make
like you'd have to be bringing in some serious coin in order to justify.
How come they don't make hybrid tools like half gas and half battery? I mean, seriously, you could like do like a little bit of a small alternator or something like that. You know,
that would see. I could see that coming up eventually. I mean but see, nobody wants to push that yet. You know.
See, JC says that, and now watch, fucking Gravely will come out with a hybrid next year, a couple months. And that is a smart idea. It's probably too expensive to do on the hand stuff with the mowers. That'd be a great idea.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's one of those things. Like, what do you do at that point? All right, so we're gonna find out right here. You guys were talking about
the weight.
The weight. Okay. So a DPS 2600. Let's go to that to find out the weight. Hopefully it says what the weight is. I don't know if they'll say the weight. They should. Let's see. See, they say you're going to run on 52 minutes for one battery, and I've never seen 52 minutes on a battery. So
that's at the very low setting too.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't say what.
52 minutes on one battery for like what, a backpack?
No, just for the weed whip.
And Josh, that's at the low too. That's not on high speed.
That's not high speed, no.
So that's not like, so if you're edging your lawns, and that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. You know, I mean, yes, a little bit cheaper because you're talking the Bear tool is $419 compared to a 2620 PAS is 469. So you're spending a little bit less, but if you want a battery with it, you're now over, over an extra $100. So that's, is it really worth it? So
I mean, again, like if you're a homeowner and you're buying these tools and you're buying quality battery operated tools, then that's fine. Like I have a friend of mine who has one of those Ego snowblowers, right?
right.
A two-stage snowblower. And I mean, talking to him, he likes it. He loves the thing actually, but I think he has a smaller driveway, and and I don't know how that's going to do with like heavy, wet snow. But I mean, if you're going to have to like transition, put the power up on that to tackle that type of job, then you're going to have less time on that battery. I don't know, man. I'm a fuel guy. Even as a homeowner,
Right.
I'm not gonna go through the hassle of
Right.
buying expensive batteries. Like you
No,
said, I'd rather buy a new unit.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. Russell says the only way to work it right now with batteries is with a mobile battery banks, which those are about 10 to 20K. Yeah. I mean, from what I'm gathering, a lot of these guys are using mobile banks or they're putting solar on their trailers. And I mean, think about that. That's a lot of money to
Costly, super expensive setup on a trailer with solar panels, man. That's
and all battery. I know Lawn Express has one. I wish literally I'd like to know Lawn Express. We're gonna have to get Lawn Express on here. Tristan from Lawn Express. He would, dude. He just put money into it. I wish I knew how much he put into it because he just bought a new trailer, enclosed trailer, and he changed it all over to battery powered. So he's got a battery mower. He's got, I think he's got a couple battery mowers on there, and he's got all the Echo battery equipment on it. Plus, he put solar panel on it. So I wonder what what the cost was, because think about it. Them battery mowers are like what? I think 20 to 30K.
They're up there.
So, I mean, if you got two of those on there, you got 60K plus the trailer, which is, probably another 10K. So you're up at 70 plus all the battery equipment. You're probably at least another 30K. So
and how long is it taking you to get to your return on investment? Because if you're fronting that money right out the gate, that's very, very expensive. How many customers do you have? How many clients do you have? Like
right.
At some point, yeah, it'll work out for you because you're gonna put the money in now, and in the long term of it, you'll get you get some return back. But it's like it depends on the business too. I mean, are you I don't know. Like,
I mean, you have to. Okay, so at that point, do you, like you said, do you charge more? Do you charge like instead of like if you're charging 60 for a normal cut for gas, are you charging 120 because you got literally triple the amount in equipment? Like I don't know. Like that's the hard part.
And here's the other thing too. Like people that are coming into the industry brand new, if they're like deciding, hey, you know what, I want to start this business and I want to go the battery route, and you're investing all this money in batteries and equipment and all this stuff, then your business fails. Like it's a lot harder. It's almost impossible to sell back battery operated equipment because nobody wants it. And like you go to Facebook Marketplace right now and get a backpack blower. It's probably stolen, but you get a backpack blower, a weed whacker, all those things. You're not going to see any commercial battery equipment out there. So it's like you're taking a risk, especially if you're like new to the business, and you might be that type of person that thinks, oh, I'm going to buy once, cry once, and invest all this money because I'm going to have a successful business. And reality hits you, and next thing you know, you're scrambling and you're not making anything. Like you're just getting by, or everything that you do is not making the money that you put back that you initially put into it.
Right.
And then already now you're struggling as a business trying to kind of make ends meet, and you can't.
Yeah, I mean that's Yeah, it's a lot to put into it, especially if you're like, if you're starting out in a business and you're having to go all battery, especially like, into a neighborhood that's all battery, like, dude, like that's a lot to put in to start your own business at that point.
I mean, and again, too, I don't want to sound cynical on that, but I mean, there is a right way of doing that. If you're going to go with the battery route, then and you're going to start a business and start small, just like you would with a push mower or something like that.
Right.
But I wouldn't recommend jumping in the deep end before you know how to swim.
No. Oh no, heck no. Like that's one of those ones that you're pushing yourself for
And it's
failure
kind
right
of
off the bat.
it's kind of saying like, hey, I'm going to start a business tomorrow, and you go out to the dealership, you buy a $20,000 Gravely mower, and then next thing you know, you're scrambling to try to find customers, and you can't, and
Right.
now you're stuck with that. But at the end of the day, it's a lot easier to sell that $20,000 gas Gravely than than something
Battery
else.
one. Yeah.
battery
Yeah,
one.
trying to sell a battery it's got to be hard to try to sell. I know our dealer's got a couple, and they are hard to sell. Like there's
How
not
long have
many
they been
people
sitting
out
on the showroom? They've been sitting.
there. They have to. I think they had to have 3 or 4 on the showroom, and I know they have 2 sitting right on the showroom right now. And if they had to have 3, that's only one they sold. And that's a good investment to sit there. It's not like, I mean, like I said, that most of them I think are like 24,000. So you're literally almost 100K sitting there. If you have to get 4 of them,
I mean,
and then you're hoping you're going to sell 100K in mowers.
right.
When
If,
you
if,
when
if you're
Wrigley's reg gas is like 12,000. So you can get double the amount of mowers out of it.
right. I
So,
mean, if you own if you're wealthy and you own a pretty decent sized lot, and you want to do your own lawn care, then I could see buying one of those battery operated stand on mowers and doing it yourself in that way. But you're only doing one property.
right.
It's
Right.
not really meant for a lot of them.
No, definitely not. Yeah. So, I mean, there's benefits to going green and there's benefits for not going green. I mean, that to me, it's a gamble going all battery equipment right now.
There's benefits to drinking green beer, and there's
Yep.
benefits to drinking regular beer. Maybe I don't
That's
know.
right. Yeah.
I don't drink beer, so I don't know.
I don't blame you, JC. I haven't. I hate to say that I did have a Corona last weekend, and that was my first one in a long time. So, yeah, but it's just it's very expensive. It can be expensive both ways, drinking green beer and going green. So
Yeah, I
just
mean, you
remember
buy
that.
that $25,000 battery mower, you're going to be drinking a lot of beer in regret.
Right.
I don't
Yep.
know, man. I don't want to sound like I'm a hater. I'm not, but
No, I don't. I agree with you. I mean, like I said, there's benefits to owning some battery equipment, and there's benefits not to owning it. And you know, the batteries there, like I've said before, batteries there for pruners or homeowners. It's not there totally for commercial yet, and that's
we've had this
my
conversation
thoughts.
a million times too.
Yeah, and there's not much we can do about it, guys. But yeah. Josh left us because he didn't charge his phone because he's not going green. He didn't get the hand crank out and charge it, so he probably lost his battery. So, but yeah. Are you ready for the March Madness? Are you ready for basketball?
Oh man,
That starts tomorrow.
dude, I feel bad. So I don't watch basketball.
Right.
When I was a kid, I was a basketball fan. This goes out to Nick from. He's a big Jordan fan, so
Right. Yeah.
But no, college. I'm not really. I don't know much about it. I wanted to watch the World Baseball Classic, and I somehow forgot about it. I don't know.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of it. I joined a bracket, and to me, I'm just picking, the higher people to go farther. And it kind of I got down to the last 4 that I had, and I'm like, I don't even know who the heck I'm gonna pick to go all the way to the end,
It's so hard to win too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because it's like there's been so many times that I've known that like somebody that's literally like number 12 is going to freaking go all the way to the, the top 2, and you're like, and you don't know because I mean, I'm not, like I said, kind of like you. I don't follow basketball that much, and especially college basketball. So, Brightstone just joined. Maybe he's going to give us our joke of the week. Brightstone, we've been waiting for you. It's been a couple of weeks, buddy.
Yeah, well, we want one St. Patrick's Day related.
Yeah, we want a St. Patrick's Day joke. I don't know if you got one, Brightstone. I mean, I've heard a couple bad ones, and I don't want to say them because they're not appropriate to put on here. But
I never said Nick's business name is
PNH. Yeah. He is down in Tennessee. No, Tennessee, right? Yeah, Tennessee.
I hope he's watching because he's a huge Michael Jordan fan.
Yeah, he is a big Michael Jordan fan. Okay. Why did the basketball team go to the bank?
Oh man, why do I get angry every time I hear one of his jokes? It like does the opposite effect to me. It's because I don't like being like not knowing. The basketball. What was the question?
Why did the basketball team go to the bank?
Why did the basketball team
go to the bank?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think. Because their check bounced.
To get their bounce back. That's what he said, to get their bounce back.
See, mine made more sense than that.
Yes, yours did. All right. So before we go, I'll tell you a good St. Paddy's Day one. Okay. Why should you not iron a shamrock? Or 4-leaf clover. Sorry, there you go.
Why should you not iron?
Yep.
You don't want your luck to go flat?
You don't want to press your luck, yeah.
Oh, press your luck.
See, press it, yeah. See, you don't want to press it.
See, Brightstone? Take a note. I'm kidding, buddy.
What do leprechauns sit on? Outside.
What do they sit on?
Yeah.
Isn't it like a pot of gold?
Patio furniture.
That's a good one too. Did your wife come up with that one?
Yes. She's feeding it to me over on the other side of the room.
That's a good one.
I would have said like a shamrock, like a rock, but
it's funny. So my not a lot of people know, or maybe some people do. My last name is Martinez. Right. So like during like St. Patrick's Day or March, I always go around saying I'm going to change my last name to McTinez.
McTinez. McTinez. What do you call an Irish spider?
This frustrates me. I don't know why it frustrates me. It frustrates
don't let it frustrate you. It's
really. What do you call an Irish spider?
Yes, Brightstone just came up with it. It's pretty easy.
Well, see, now I'm getting more pissed because like it's supposed to be easy, right? And I can't figure it out.
Oh,
Irish spider.
Irish spider. Yep.
I'm leaving.
Paddy Longlegs.
Okay, that was better than the last one.
Yes, it was better than the last one. Good one, Brightstone. Good one. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we've had a good podcast today. I want to thank our sponsors, Cujo Yardware, Pro Parts Direct, which they're having an open house right now. So go get your parts. Also, Cujo's hosting a bracket challenge for March Madness. Tonight's the last night to get in your brackets, guys. So go ahead and get on there if you have time. Go for it. And then I want to also welcome in our newest sponsor, DGP, Dynamic Green Products, for sponsoring our show. They have some great bio green products for chainsaw oil, bar oil, all kinds of different things they got going on. So thank them guys for joining in on being our sponsor. So,
Nice.
but yeah, it's been a great show, guys, and we will be back hopefully this weekend or
Sunday.
next week. Sunday? We're going to do Sunday. We're doing Sunday. We'll be back no matter what JC says Sunday. So if we ain't back on Sunday, you can blame it on